Okay, so let's go. I have 2 bags of cauliflower and 2 bags of cauliflower with broccoli mix. And I washed and drained them. I'm pouring them into a lightly oiled baking pan. And try to make sure your pieces are approximately the same size so there's no cooking difference. And now let's get to seasoning. First, I'm going to use some Italian seasoning. Use as much or as little as you like. And now some garlic powder. Remember, as much or as little as you choose, but if you need measurements, start off with a teaspoon and then you can add as you go if needed. And my Vegeta. Now remember, Vegeta has just about all seasonings in it, including salt. So try not to add salt if you use this. And with clean hands, you want to mix your vegetables together to incorporate all that good flavoring. Okay, and this cheese sauce. One, two, three, four nice heaping tablespoons of this cheese sauce in my veggie mix. And you can put as much or as little as you want. You actually can put all of it in there and just bake it like that, but I like cheese, stringy cheese. So we're gonna just mix this all together. Now here comes the cheese. I already had a couple of bags open, so we're gonna start with the open bags. We're gonna start with this mozzarella. Love it. We got cheddar cheese. I love Violife cheese. What about you? Okay, I have some provolone slices and some smoked Gouda. I'm gonna use 2 slices of each, and you can add more if you want, but I already had it in the cheese sauce. I'll tell you about that after the video. I told y'all I'm a cheesehead. Here I go with another bag of cheese. So I added another bag of cheddar cheese and another bag of mozzarella cheese. Okay, now here comes my unsweetened original almond milk. So I don't have a measurement for this, but a little trick I do is I pour enough so that the milk comes up halfway my macaroni and cheese, but in this case it's cauliflower and cheese with broccoli. So you don't want to cover it, you want to go halfway. But you can cover it if you want it a lot more soupier. But remember, those vegetables are wet. Now what I like to do is just flip it over before I put it in the oven. Just a little toss. Okay, and we're ready for the oven. Aluminum foil, shiny side down. Let's go. And into the 350-degree preheated oven we go. And we'll see you when we smell you, because I don't like doing timing. Okay, so now for our cabbage steaks. In my mixing bowl, I'm putting 1 cup of grapeseed oil, but you can use whatever oil you choose. I love grapeseed oil. 1 tablespoon of this Montreal steak seasoning. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of thyme. I did 5 dashes of cumin and a sprig of black crushed pepper. How about a little bit of smoked paprika? 1, 2, 3. After a good whisk, give it a little taste, and we need some salt. You already know how I feel about my vegetta. So I have a tablespoon in my hand, but I'm gonna measure out about a half a tablespoon and sprinkle that in. Give it another whisk, give it another taste, and we got it right where we want it. Now for the cabbage, we're gonna cut the root part off. And then we're gonna peel some of the leaves off, the loose leaves, because we don't need those. We're gonna chop them up at a later date with another head of cabbage and make some fried cabbage. I think that'll be tomorrow's dinner. So peel it until I don't find any loose parts. Okay, so now just cut the ends off each end of your steak. So you don't want the rounded sides. They don't look like steaks. So just cut them 1 to 1.5 inches wide, and any loose strands, just put them to the side. Eat them later. Now lay those beautiful cabbage steaks down on some parchment paper on a cookie sheet or aluminum foil on a cookie sheet, or you can spray your cookie sheet and lay them down right on a cookie sheet. Your choice. I don't feel like that much cleanup. Now that you've got them all laid out and you took any loose pieces off, it's time for our marinade. So I'm just gonna drizzle some on and take my little brush and brush it on so that I can get all the seasoning all over the steak. Cabbage steak, that is. Now, being that I had so much of my marinade left over, didn't want to waste it, so I just flipped my little cabbage steaks over and did the same thing on the other side, but that is completely optional. You don't have to do that. Move over, cauliflower, broccoli, and cheese. Cabbage steaks are coming through. Ooh. Yeah, baby. Mix that up. Because you're going back in the oven just for a little bit. Okay, so I sprinkled a little more mozzarella cheese on top and a little paprika. You can use the smoked paprika if you choose. And oh my God, look at my cabbage steaks. Oh, and look at that cauliflower, broccoli, and cheese. Please, somebody wake me up out of this dream. Well, peeps, I'll see you in the next video because I gotta go. We about to eat. Okay, I just want to explain something to you. I tried the cauliflower and cheese the other day, and it was a disaster. I steamed the cauliflower in my Ninja Foodi for 0 minutes, and it was ridiculously soft. So I went on with the recipe, put it in the oven. Taste was slamming, but you couldn't see any cauliflower. It kind of dissolved, most of it. So I said, I'm not going to throw this away. I waited for it to cool off. I put all of it in my blender and made more cheese sauce and added it to my jar of cheese sauce. That's why I had 2 different colors. And I used that to create this masterpiece. I love this cauliflower and broccoli cheese. Peace and love. See you in the next.